The camera glides low, weaving between honking yellow danfos, hawkers shouting pure water, gala, gala, and the smoky perfume of roasted corn. Heat rises off the asphalt. And there, barefoot, her hair tied in a frayed scarf, a girl no older than 12, kneels on a flattened carton, with a piece of chalk stolen from a broken wall. She scratches numbers onto the pavement, fractions, neat and precise. Her audience, 2 younger street kids, eyes wide, following her hand as if it were magic. She is hungry, but her voice is steady. Girl, softly. 3/4. It's just like sharing roasted corn. If you cut it in 4 and eat 3 pieces, you've eaten 3/4. The boys nod, understanding. For a moment, the noise of Oshodi fades. Learning feels like shelter. Suddenly, a black convoy of SUVs rolls into the frame. Windows tinted. Engines humming like lions. Hawkers scatter. Guards in dark suits step out, scanning. The rear door opens. A little girl, dressed in polished shoes and ribbons, peeks out. She's about 10, the billionaire's daughter. She clutches a school tablet in her hands, but her eyes, curious, restless, lock onto the homeless girl's chalk lessons. The camera tracks her shoes as they step down, ignoring the guards' protests. She drifts toward the pavement, like drawn by gravity. Billionaire's daughter, whispering, "Can you teach me too?" Gasps from hawkers. Guards exchange panicked looks. One even mutters, "Ogres piking W and sit with street girl." But the daughter sits, right on the dusty ground beside the homeless teacher. The homeless girl blinks, half in shock, half in joy. She nods, draws a simple sum. 12 divided by 3 equals? The daughter giggles, scratching the answer into dirt with her finger. Correct. And in that moment, the richest child and the poorest teacher laugh together. Over this scene, a voice of wonder whispers in narration. In the heart of Oshodi, where horns and hunger never rest, a billionaire's daughter met a homeless girl teaching under the open sky. What happened next? Shocked everyone. The camera pulls back. Danfos honk. Roasted corn smolders. 2 girls, worlds apart, sit shoulder to shoulder on hot tar. Chalk dust on their hands. The city wakes early. Vendors unwrap nylon sheets. Danfo drivers bang their doors. And preachers shout through cracked megaphones, promising blessings for 10 naira. Beneath the bridge, hidden between iron pillars and cardboard shelters, lives Amaka, the homeless girl with the chalk. She folds away her only treasure, a small red school badge, worn and chipped, pinned to her scarf. It once belonged to her late mother's uniform, a reminder that school was in her blood. Amaka rinses her face with water scooped from a black jerrycan, then ties a scarf. Her bed is a flattened Pepsi cooler. Her alarm is the roar of danfo horns above. By her side, her younger brother Chike coughs softly, chest weak. He is too fragile to hawk, too poor to see a doctor. Amaka strokes his hair, whispering. Amaka, whispering. Hold on, Chike. I'll find us food today. Maybe, one day, even a classroom. She steps into the chaos of Oshodi Market, navigating hawkers calling Ajij bread. Suya. Recharge card. The scent of fried akra mixes with petrol fumes. A meat seller eyes her suspiciously, muttering, "Street children. Always begging." But Amaka doesn't beg. She scans the floor for broken chalk pieces outside a school supply shop, pocketing them like gold. She collects discarded pages from traders' ledgers to practice sums. By afternoon, she's back at her teaching corner. Kids from the underbridge cluster around her, hawkers' sons, bus conductors' daughters, eyes thirsty for learning. She draws fractions, rhymes, multiplication tables on the pavement. The traders laugh sometimes, mocking. "In a book go cook soup for Una." But some pause, softening as they watch. The camera pushes in on Amaka's face, serious, patient, radiant. Despite dust and hunger, she teaches with dignity. And always, tucked at her heart, the red badge gleams faintly in the sun. Cut to, across the road. A security guard in crisp uniform watches her from a glass gate. He works for the billionaire's mansion not far away. He shakes his head, muttering, "In a small piking day teach others now. This Lagos no day tire person." What Amaka doesn't know is that the world of glass towers and tinted SUVs will soon collide with her cardboard classroom. She just keeps teaching, chalk on tar, laughter mixing with danfo horns. The sun hangs low, throwing long orange streaks across honking traffic. Amaka kneels in her usual spot, chalk in hand, drawing division signs on the pavement. A circle of ragged kids chant with her. Amaka, leading. 6 divided by 2. Children, shouting. 3. Their voices rise above the noise. Traders glance, pretending not to watch, but secretly listening. Suddenly, honk honk honk. The crowd parts as a sleek black SUV convoy pushes through. Polished metal glaring under the sun. Everyone murmurs, "An Oga Adiwale car." The tech man. Doors swing open. Bodyguards step down, sunglasses scanning. From the largest SUV, Mr. Adiwale, the billionaire fintech mogul, emerges briefly, tall, tailored Egbada. Phone glued to his ear. He gestures sharply, then disappears back inside. His security forms a wall. But from another SUV, a smaller door opens quietly. His daughter, Tiniola, slips out. 10 years old, ribbons in her braids, her school shoes untouched by dust. She holds a shiny tablet but looks bored, restless. Then she sees it, a marker, writing fractions on bare tar. Her eyes widen. She edges closer. A guard whispers, "Miss Tenny, a beg, stay inside," but she waves him off. Tenny squats on the ground beside Amaka. The street children gasp, frozen. Tenny, softly, "Can you teach me too?" Amaka blinks, stunned. No rich child has ever spoken to her like that. She swallows, nods nervously, and writes, 12 divided by 3 equals? Tenny grabs a stick, scribbles 4 on the dirt. The kids cheer. Amaka smiles. Something warm flickers inside her. But the guards panic. One strides forward, grabbing Amaka's wrist. "Don't touch her. She's street." The children scatter. Amaka stumbles, chalk falling. Tenny jumps up, fierce. Tenny, shouting, "Stop! She's my teacher now." The marketplace falls silent. Traders stare. Even hawkers pause mid-call. A guard whispers into his earpiece, "Sir, there's a situation." Inside the tinted SUV, Mr. Adiwale lifts his eyes from his phone. Through the glass, he sees it, his only daughter, standing defiantly beside a barefoot street girl, chalk dust on her face. His expression hardens. Phones are up. The crowd hums like a beehive. Mr. Adiwale stands tall. Egbada swaying, his presence swallowing the street. Amaka trembles, badge clutched in a fist. Mr. Adiwale, to guards. "Remove her." The guards step forward. But before they can, Tenny, screaming, "No!" Gasps ripple. Even the danfo drivers pause mid-argument. Tenny plants herself between Amaka and the guards, tiny arms stretched like a shield. Tenny, shaking but firm. "She's my teacher. She taught me division. And I understood. Better than the lessons at school." Murmurs surge through the market. A billionaire's daughter admitting she learned from a street girl? Unthinkable. Mr. Adiwale's jaw tightens. He notices the phone's recording, the crowd watching. His empire thrives on reputation. One wrong move becomes tomorrow's headline. Trader, whispering. Ogre piking day fight for beggar. Wonders. Amaka's eyes water. No one has ever defended her before. She whispers to herself. "She called me teacher." The guards hesitate, waiting. Then Tenny does something reckless. She bends down, picks up a piece of chalk from the dust, and presses it into her father's palm. Tenny, pleading, "Daddy, let her show you. Just once." The billionaire stares at the chalk, absurdly small against his gold wristwatch. A beat passes. Then, slowly, he hands it to Amaka. The crowd gasps louder than before. Mr. Adiwale, stern. "Go on then. Teach." Amaka's heart thunders. Her hand shakes as she kneels, writing carefully on the pavement. 24 divided by 6 equals? She looks up at Tenny, voice trembling but clear. "If you share 24 mangoes among 6 friends, each gets how many?" Tenny's face lights. 4. The crowd erupts in cheers, children clapping. Even traders smiling despite themselves. Amaka rises, chalk dust on her fingers. Eyes locked with the billionaire's. For the first time. He really sees her, not a beggar, but a teacher. The phones zoom in on his face. He says nothing, only studies the red badge peeking from Amaka's scarf. His brow furrows, as if something about it stirs memory. Tenny squeezes his hand. Tenny. Daddy, she's not dirty. She's brilliant. Mr. Adiwale looks away, hiding the crack in his stern mask. The decision now rests on him. The noise of Oshodi has quieted. Neon lights flicker, danfos parked like tired beasts. A drizzle falls, dampening cardboard shelters. Amaka sits huddled, clutching her red school badge. The chalk from earlier is gone. So is the glow of the crowd's cheers. Her brother Chaik coughs beside her, feverish. She soaks a rag in a plastic bowl of rainwater, dabbing his forehead. Her voice breaks as she hums the lullaby their mother once sang. Amaka, whispering, I thought maybe today would be different. But the rich don't see us, Chaik. We are invisible. She remembers the way the guards shove her, the billionaire's cold stare. Even the joy of hearing Tenny call her teacher now feels fragile. Like chalk lines washed by rain. A boy from the street peers in, whispering, They say the big man will ban us from teaching near the buses. They say you embarrassed him. Amaka lowers her head. Her hands tighten around the badge, knuckles white. Amaka, to herself. Maybe I should stop. Stop teaching. Stop dreaming. Chaik stirs, whispering through fever. Sister, don't stop. You have a heart. Her eyes fill. She strokes his hair, whispering fiercely. Even if nobody sees me, I still have a heart. The words echo under the concrete bridge, soft but defiant. She looks at the badge, cracked edges catching faint moonlight. Her mother's voice seems to whisper through it. Education lifts destinies. But how, when destiny feels so cruel? She glances toward the distant mansion lights on the island side of the city. In those glass towers, people eat, laugh, and plan futures. Down here, she has only chalk dust and fading hope. A danfo horn blares in the distance, startling her. She wipes her eyes quickly, pretending strength for Chaik's sake. But inside, she fears the truth, the moment she tasted recognition. It was snatched away. The billionaire's silence was louder than any insult. Rain patters harder. Washing chalk marks off the road where she once taught. Her classroom is gone. Amaka curls tighter into herself, badge pressed to her chest like a lifeline. She whispers one last line into the night. Amaka, God, if you can see me. Just one chance. One chance to prove I'm not nothing. The drizzle swallows her words. The city sleeps. The drizzle has cleared. Lagos buzzes awake. Danfos honking, Accra frying, radios blasting Afrobeats. Amaka drags herself to her corner. Red badge pinned stubbornly to her scarf. Though her spirit feels broken. Children approach hesitantly. Teacher, will there be lesson today? Amaka forces a smile, shakes her head. Not today, my chalk is finished. In truth, it is her courage that feels finished. Then, engines. The black SUVs return, sliding into the market like shadows. Traders scatter, whispering, his back-o, the big man. Amaka freezes, clutching her badge. Guards step down, scanning. The crowd gathers, phones ready again. The main SUV door opens. Mr. Adiwale emerges, Agbada gleaming in morning light. But this time his eyes are not cold. They search. They find Amaka. She stiffens, ready for rebuke. But instead, he steps forward, surprising even his guards. In his hand, held delicately, is the small piece of chalk she dropped yesterday. Mr. Adiwale, calm, steady. You dropped this. Gasps ripple through the market. Amaka stares, breathless. He crouches slightly, lowering himself to her level. Then he notices the red badge pinned to her scarf. His gaze softens, as though memory stirs. Mr. Adiwale, quiet. My sister once wore that same badge. She dreamed of school too, until poverty stole it from her. The crowd murmurs. Guards exchange confused looks. They've never seen their boss speak like this. Amaka blinks, whispering, "It was my mother's. I kept it so I'd never forget." Who I could be. A long beat. Then, in plain, unpolished language, Adiwale makes his vow. Mr. Adiwale. No more lessons on the street. From today, you will go to school, my school. I'll pay for everything. Uniform, books, doctor for your brother. You are under my protection now. Phones tremble in people's hands. Children cheer. Traders bow their heads in awe. Amaka's knees weaken. Her lips part, but no words come. Tears pool in her eyes as she clutches her badge tighter. Tenny, running out of the SUV, excited. I told you, Daddy. She's brilliant. Mr. Adiwale rests a hand on Amaka's shoulder, not as a billionaire, but as a man keeping a promise. Mr. Adiwale, firm. Hold on to that badge. Let it remind you, not of poverty, but of where your destiny began. Amaka nods slowly, overwhelmed. For the first time, hope feels real, solid as chalk, warm as morning light. The market erupts in applause, voices shouting blessings. God bless you, Ogre. This girl go reach university. A miracle. The camera rises above Oshodi, capturing the impossible sight, a billionaire bending toward a homeless girl. Chalk in one hand, red badge shining between them. Water gushes into a porcelain tub. For the first time in her life, Amaka sinks into warm soapy water, grime swirling away. She gasps, laughing nervously as bubbles cling to her arms. A maid smiles kindly, handing her a towel. Racks of crisp uniforms. Amaka steps out from behind a curtain in a perfectly pressed school dress. Red tie snug. She twirls shyly, catching her reflection in a mirror. For a second, she doesn't recognize the girl staring back. Her brother Chaik, now washed and dressed, claps weakly from a bench. His cough is gentler, doctors already tending to him. Chaik lies in a clean bed, for drip attached, color returning to his cheeks. Amaka sits by his side, notebook open, jotting sums while he sleeps. She whispers, "We are going to be okay, little brother. We are finally going to be okay." The gates swing wide. Amaka walks in, brand new backpack on her shoulders. Hair braided neatly, badge pinned proudly to her chest. Other students stare, some curious, some whispering, but she lifts her chin high. A teacher writes equations on the chalkboard. Amaka sits at the front, answering eagerly. Her hand shoots up again and again. Even the teacher raises a brow in admiration. Tenny, seated beside her, grins proudly. Amaka returns to her old teaching corner. The children gather instinctively, but this time she kneels in a clean uniform. She pulls out proper chalk from a pencil case and writes. On a portable board the billionaire gave her. The kids cheer. It feels like magic. Amaka dines at a long polished table, Tenny beside her. She handles cutlery awkwardly, but laughs at herself. Mr. Adiwale watches from the head of the table, a rare smile tugging his lips. Amaka and Tenny huddle over homework, lamp glow on their faces. Chalk dust still clings to Amaka's fingers, though now it's from real blackboards. Montage ends on. Amaka stands on the mansion's balcony. Wind in her hair, red badge pinned over her heart. Her gaze stretches across the city, from Oshodi's chaos to the island's towers. For the first time, she sees a future wide open before her. Rain drums softly against tall glass windows. The city glitters beyond. Inside, the study feels warm, bookshelves, leather chairs, a glowing lamp. Amaka sits nervously across from Mr. Adiwale. On the table between them lies a crisp document folder. Tenny perches nearby, eyes wide, hopeful. Mr. Adiwale clears his throat. His voice is steady, deliberate. Mr. Adiwale, you've proven yourself, Amaka. You have courage, and a mind sharp as any I've seen. I want more than to send you to school. I want you to be part of this family, to carry my name. Adoption papers are ready. He pushes the folder gently toward her. The weight of it feels like destiny itself. Amaka's heart races. Adoption, safety, education, belonging. The dream of every night under the bridge. Yet something tightens in her chest. She glances at her red badge, pinned firmly. She whispers to herself, "This badge, it's Mama's blood, my promise." The silence stretches. Even Tenny fidgets, whispering, "Say yes, please." Amaka looks up, voice trembling. Sir, I am grateful. More than I can say. But if I take your name, will people forget who I was? The girl who taught on the street? The children who still wait under the bridge? The question hangs heavy. Mr. Adiwale studies her, surprised. Few would hesitate before wealth, comfort, and power. Mr. Adiwale, softly. You fear losing your story. Amaka nods, tears brimming. I fear losing myself. The rain hushes, as though waiting for his reply. Finally, he rises, walking slowly to the window. He speaks not as a billionaire, but as a man who remembers his sister, who wore the same badge. Mr. Adiwale. Amaka, taking my name doesn't erase yours. It amplifies it. With me, you'll have a louder voice. Use it to honor where you came from. Use it to lift others. He turns back, eyes glistening. My wealth builds companies. But you can build people. Amaka's chest tightens. She looks again at the folder. Then at Tenny, who nods eagerly. And finally at her badge. She places her hand over it, whispering, Mama, if this is the way to help more children like me, then I will choose it. Her small fingers reach out, resting on the adoption papers. Amaka, firm, through tears. Yes, I will be your daughter, but I will never stop being a teacher. Relief floods Tenny's face. She claps, bouncing with joy. Mr. Adiwale's lips curve into a proud smile. At that moment, thunder rolls outside, but inside, warmth spreads. The choice is made, not just adoption, but destiny accepted on her own terms. The same noisy bus park. Hawkers chant, danfos honk, smoke rises from roasting corn. But something is different. Children gather beneath the mango tree near the bridge. Not on bare tar anymore. There's a donated blackboard, benches, and exercise books. At the front stands Amaka, uniform neat, red badge pinned proudly. She writes equations on the board, chalk dust flying. Her voice carries. 2 times 6 is. Children, in unison. 12. They cheer, clapping. Passers-by smile, no longer mocking. Traders nod respectfully. The girl once laughed at is now the pride of Oshodi. Behind the crowd, a sleek SUV is parked discreetly. Inside, Mr. Adiwale watches silently, pride in his eyes. Beside him, Tenny scribbles along in a notebook, grinning. Amaka notices them, but doesn't wave. Instead, she gestures toward the children. Her meaning is clear. This is bigger than me. Later, class ends. Amaka sits beneath the mango tree, handing out biscuits. She pulls out her red badge, pinning it carefully to her chest. A little girl points to it curiously. Little girl. Teacher, why do you always wear that badge? Amaka smiles softly. Because it reminds me that even in the dust, I was still somebody. The girl nods solemnly, tucking the wisdom away. Amaka looks upward, eyes shimmering. Her mother's voice seems to echo on the breeze. Education lifts destinies. As the camera pulls back, the city hums on. But right here under the mango tree, something brighter hums, a seed of change, one child at a time. From cardboard beds to polished classrooms. From chalk on tar to lessons under mango trees. Amaka's journey proves this. Dignity cannot be stolen. And education is the bridge God builds between poverty and destiny. The frame freezes on Amaka, chalk raised mid-air, badge gleaming red in the sun.